Oh my god. Have I got a video for you guys? Jesus. I have completed, this is about 3 to 4 days of footage, I think, here. And I had a goal when I started this series of no restrictions, no nothing, just play the game and get rich as a bitch. My goal was to try and make 100 mil in 5 days. Day 5 on net worth was probably around 38 mil, no, probably about 40 mil net worth and a bludgeon spine, which we can call 10 mil. So I only unfortunately got to about 50 mil in 5 days, which is still 10 mil a day. And if I really wanted to do it, I could have just camped Zora all day and that would have got me the money fine. But I wanted to earn my money in sort of different ways and just play the game. Like I said, I think I said this in the last video. It's not about me making as much money as I want. It's about logging into RuneScape and just doing what I want to do in the day with all the goals sort of there. And it's like, the only reason I play multiple accounts in this game is, in the past, it was just a PK on different builds, Berserker accounts and all that stuff. That's why I'd always make myself like a Berserker Pure or something. And then recently, I've been making new accounts to do series with. I never really stuck to one account at once. I never really have stuck to one account at once, really. And that's now why just this account, I have been having so much fun on the game just playing an account. And again, I guess I'm in the early stage of the game. I guess, like, I still have, when I say early stages of the game, I'm maxed, I have 99 Slayer, blah, blah, blah. But I guess I have, like, it's sort of, I have so much that I still need to do with the goals that I've set, but they're so easily possible if I just put the time in that I can knock them all out fairly soon. I genuinely, all I have to do really is make 500 mil for all the 99 skills. Bible, sorry. Then obviously get all the 99 skills, and then I get a Matscape. And on top of that, I obviously want to start getting hold of a perfect bank, which is a goal I have in Peckish Whale as well. Which is basically I can enter the bank, I have, I don't know, 400 items in the bank, and it's just everything I ever need for everything. Stick the placeholder button on, everything's just in place, and everything's just beautiful. That's sort of how it goes. But yeah, I had an Abyssal Sire task that I've had laying around for a while, and I finally got around to actually doing it. I've never done Sire before, so you probably watched some of the first kills there wondering what the hell was going on. I got quite lucky. We got an Unsired very early in, which we pulled an Abyssal Dagger from, which basically 33% extra to the bank. Like, we just made 13 mil like that, and I was extremely happy for that one. So the Abyssal Sire task went down well. I learned the Sire in literally 2 kills. It didn't take me long to learn the mechanics, and it didn't take me long to learn where you can sort of save time and sort of go for efficient kills and such. So I really, really enjoyed the mechanics to the Abyssal Sire. I believe Mod Kieran, Kieran from RuneShark was actually somebody who would have helped develop that thing. I love it. I think it's a really, really fun boss to do. That being said, I got 2 Unsired in 1 task. I think it changes when you go and get, like, friggin' a task of 400 and you don't get any Unsired or something, so maybe there's plenty of time for some bad things to happen for me in the Abyssal Sire, but I really, really enjoy the mechanics to that boss so far, which is awesome. After that, I sort of was like, you know what, I love soloing Saradomin. It's probably my favourite thing to do in the game due to how the way I solo Saradomin solo, the clicks and the concentration and how the whole thing goes together to do like 1 bazillion kills a trip. I wanted to go solo some Saradomin. At this point, my bank was about 40 mil or something, so I could, like, if I got a hilt, or if I got an armored crossbow, or if I got a Saradomin sword, the Saradomin sword, I guess, doesn't really count as much, but if I did get a hilt, and if I did get an armored crossbow, my bank would have basically doubled on 1 drop. Potentially, obviously, if I had to stake it, I could have also lost it that way. But no, Saradomin, just the mechanics to it. I've uploaded a guide on this, so if you're actually kind of curious to how this works and how things, how I don't really take any damage unless I make critical mistakes like this one. You make a mistake here at 2 hit points, 5 prayer and no energy, you're gonna die. And I mean, the death mechanics in the game obviously mean that I don't really lose anything at all. So it doesn't really matter when I die anywhere in the game. I'd love that to be reverted at some point, but it's just when you disconnect and die, it's very annoying. But I mean, I feel if I was PVMing and if I died, I actually lost all my stuff, soloing God Wars would be way more enjoyable to watch. Like, imagine just doing kills like this, but knowing that if I die, I'm about to lose, like, I don't know, a couple of mil of stuff or 500k worth of stuff, maybe. You never know how that one goes. But pull the Saradomin sword out. I didn't roll a 6 on the dice, but the Saradomin sword came in, which I think we sold for about 1.5 mil or something. So it was a nice little stack. It sort of pays for my trips. Again, you don't really get a payout at some bosses like Saradomin until you do actually score yourself the big drop. Once you get the hilt or the crossbow, that is when you get the payout. That's when the money comes into the game. Unfortunately, obviously, we didn't get any, and we left Saradomin. No, we didn't. We actually went back to Saradomin, so we'll see some more kills in a moment. But in the background, obviously, you saw myself getting some Grease back from Monkey Madness. I did drop all my untradables, and I had to get them back because Monkey Madness 2 was supposed to come out the day I actually knocked all that out. But I had to get 60 thieving, and I was up till 7:30 in the morning to get 60 thieving And it was horrible, okay? It was horrible. Thieving is obviously not the most exciting of skills, but Monkey Madness 2 was worth it. I actually planned to do Monkey Madness 2 on Peckish Whale, but then I realized because I'm an Iron Man, well, sorry, self-sufficient on Peckish Whale, I was there like, okay, I kind of want to do it on Boaty. Because if I'm playing this game with no restrictions, something I really, really don't do much in this game, because obviously in the past I was a player killer, I didn't do any of this stuff, is do stuff on the day of release and make as much money doing it as possible. A great example would have been Zulrah. I learned Zulrah in 5 kills when I did it about 4 weeks after it released, is when I finally actually decided to do some Zulrah kills. I could have learned it on the first day, and if I did it on the first day when the drops were broken as hell, you could have been making 5 mil an hour. And I could have just been doing that for 4 weeks straight and making unreal money. But I never really test my, like, game knowledge in a way. I'm always there, like, I want someone to do it first, then I'll follow a guide, and you can teach me what to do, and then we're good. Today was different. Today we did Monkey Madness 2. We did Monkey Madness 2 without a guide. We live streamed it. We did very well. I honestly think we were the furthest ahead in the quest at some point, but then we made some mistakes. We took some hits for the team, and we had to find out some information and such like that. We fell behind again, but I think I was very quick to complete it. Faster than I thought I was, and I was very happy to, knock it out. The quest itself was absolutely incredible. Oh god. A lot of people were saying Monkey Madness 2 was going to be a huge disappointment. It was honestly, even though the fact that I did it without a guide as well gave me this sense of achievement doing it and this sense of fear that I didn't know was going to happen. It was incredibly well done. I don't know if Jagex watched my videos, but if you do, the quest was really well done. There was just no disappointments throughout the entire thing. I loved it. It was awesome, and I now sort of pledge every time a quest comes out, I'm going to do it the day of release without a guide, crack it myself, and just test myself in the game. I love testing myself, and I really don't know why in the past I've never done it. I really don't know. I've never properly done quests without guides before. I did part of Desert Treasure on release. I did All Fired Up when that one came out without a guide, but most of the time I'm just there like, yo, I'll wait for the guide to come out, and then I'll do it. It's so much more fun doing it without a guide, cracking everything myself, finding the items myself, even though it took a bit of time. I think it took me 3.5 hours to beat the quest without a guide, completely blind. It was very fun to do. I really, really enjoyed it as well. So, fantastic job on the quest. It was very enjoyable. But the reason that I wanted to do it on Boaty rather than Peckish Whale is because on Peckish Whale, I can't sell the items. On Boaty, I can. And anytime a new monster comes in the game with new items to drop, the prices are insane. And the money you can make on those days is talking... Depending on the boss, I guess you could be talking hundreds of millions of GP. Maybe not over the entire time, maybe not 100 million GP an hour, but you probably could quite easily be pulling like, I don't know, 10 to 20 mil an hour just on the release of a boss like that. And if you do that for the next 3 days, obviously the profits drop a bit, but you could be looking at a 400 mil bank or something after a few days. So that's the reason why I wanted to do Monkey Madness 2 on Boaty, and it took me 3.5 hours to beat the quest. I think the first person beat it 4 minutes before myself or something, so that's sort of how close I was to getting the first place. I know that Wooks came second as well by approximately 60 seconds, so that's kind of unlucky there. I sort of did treat it a bit as a race. I obviously was helping, as I was streaming it, I was obviously working information out, so I definitely was helping people. If there was someone there asking for a potion, I'd help them out with the potion. It wasn't really sort of like a dog eat dog. I wanted to beat the quest first, but I was obviously down to help people rather than just be selfish and just try and win first. Because if you come second, then everyone hates you, so see you, Wooks. But yeah, the Dragon Javelins came out as well, and this is where the money starts coming in, because we got a drop of that. Instantly, just like that, we just made 2.5 million gold. Just like that off the Dragon Javelins. And I got a lot of Dragon Javelins. The price dropped quick, but this is the power of completing a quest quickly and getting straight to the monsters and then getting the drop rates that nobody knows. Getting the drops first when nobody knows what they drop, because the price is crazy for them all. And here, we pulled out a Zenyte shard. I got this, and I believe it was the second Zenyte shard in the game, because the only other one was up, well, it was posted on Reddit, so obviously I've known, but somebody got one about 10 minutes before ourselves, which sold for, I believe it was 38 million in the Grand Exchange. So when I got this and I looked, I was crying of happiness at this stage. 34 million. Like that on a drop just from beating a quest on the day of release. And this is one of the main reasons I wanted to reset Boaty and play the game with no restrictions, because it makes me want to do these sort of things, doing things day of release, working everything out myself and getting the mad profits on all of the items. These javelin heads were selling for strong 80 to 100k each most of the time, and I got loads of drops and made some real money from that. So I mean, I think I reset my account. It was either 6 or 7 days ago. And I had the goal to make 100 mil on day 5. I believe this was either day 6 or day 7 of my account. And the rest of the clips will sort of explain it. because I was pulling drops left and right, and everything was selling for so much money. And this was probably within the first 5 hours, because we did go on a big dry streak. Obviously, I couldn't complain about a dry streak because my drop rate look was just absolutely insane. It was just like how everything was going just so nicely for me. We beat the quest, we get the drops, and I'm there like, I don't care, mate. I've made loads of money early in the series. I can now buy every gear I want in the game. Who the hell cares? I said no restrictions. I don't mind about being filthy rich. I can spend this money on what I want. I remember saying down the line, when I get the money for it, I'm going to buy a Dragon Warhammer, go back to 0 GP in the bank, rebuild as if I was on episode 1 again, but I have a Dragon Warhammer as a milestone, and I definitely plan to do that when I get an Elysian Spirit Shield. I will sell my whole bank. But we also got our first dice roll of a 6 as well on the Ballista Limbs. 5.3 million. We roll a dice, and if we roll a 6, it's a virtual dice. We roll a dice. If we hit a 6, we have to go and stake what the drop we just got, or the cash equivalent of the drop we got. This goes for anything in the game that's over 1 million GP. So if we pull an Elysian Sigil out in a 5-man team, we take our, I don't know, 160 mil split. If I roll a 6, I have to stake that 160 mil. I can either lose it all, or I double up. And obviously, if I double up, it sort of accumulates my wealth faster. And again, it doesn't matter if I lose. Luckily, and I'm very happy this happened, on the first dice roll of the series, we won the stake. If I lost it, everyone would have been complaining, I think. We won it, though. We doubled up our limbs to 5.3 million. That was just extra profit on top of the day. Nice to get. And it allows me to do a bit of staking in the series whenever I want to, because it's just, again, like I said, it's just about having fun and enjoying the game. But yeah, these are Demonic Gorillas. I actually sort of cracked a method quite quickly on how to actually beat them. This is about 4 hours in. This is about, I got 2 Zenyte shards. Again, no one knows the drop rate yet, but I got another one. This time around, I didn't sell the shard instantly, though. I decided to go and make one of the new items, depending on if they were going to rise in price a lot. And I decided to trade this dude, Mayhem Maker. And he gave me 47 million gold of collateral. I paid him 200k for his time to make myself the bracelet. Collateral's sort of like, at this point, yes, I could run away with his 47 mil. But obviously, that's slimy. But it stops him running away with my gems. I don't lose anything. He gets the money back. I get my thing. I pay him 200k for his time. He made that now 200k in 5 minutes, which obviously is good money for him. But he made us a Zenyte bracelet. It wasn't the first in the game. Obviously, at this point, there was loads in the game. But I'd enchanted it to make myself the Bracelet of Torture, which gives you 5% magic damage to your spells, which, as Zulrah is the best moneymaker in the game, consistently, this is the best in slot for Zulrah, meaning I thought the price of this would be worth a lot. So we threw it in the Grand Exchange after buying the Onyx a while down the line when there was a lot more of these in the game, and I still managed to pull an extremely nice price of 35 million gold straight up. Obviously, I had to buy the Onyx as well, so it cut into the profits a bit, but we made a lot of money, which was amazing. Again, we didn't roll a 6 on that. Thank God I would have cried if I rolled a 6 on something like that, because I would have had to stake the entire thing. So yeah, I did actually get one more drop, but unfortunately my footage is sort of corrupted in a way. I can't actually get hold of the drop. It was, I believe, the Ballista Spring, and it sold for 700k in the Grand Exchange. I didn't get the recording of that one, but I did actually pull up this heavy frame, which I guess getting the Zenyte crystals is the nicest thing to get, but I guess for all those that don't play RuneScape, you don't really know the price of any of these items. And when I pulled this one out and I threw this one into the Grand Exchange, yeah, I felt pretty happy as well with my life. I thought life was fantastic at this point. So, day 6, day 7, day 8 of the account. Our net worth's probably floating around 200 million gold right now. I wanted 100 mil by day 5. I'm happy with 200 mil by day 6 or 7. Hope you enjoyed, guys. See you later.